It's your boy UAG back in the building with another episode of the weekly retro party. And in this week, what we'll be discussing is something brand new. No, I'm joking. I just want to turn the page from CES. I'm done. I'm tired of it. I know you're tired of it as well. We'll be talking about AtGames. Like, what's going on, guys? Like, you announced 1 million products and we haven't heard from any of them for a while. What's good? I want to know what's going on with that big blaster. People want to know what's going on with the racer. Like, dude, we want to see a real racer, not your Alibaba stuff. What's going on? To that, we also want to talk about iiRcade. Like, dude, CES came and gone. You didn't bring any heat. We haven't heard anything about any kind of games. What's going on with the games that you announced a while ago, like the Space Invaders, the Bass games, and is Mutant League Football dead? Is it dead in the water? Are we done with that? Is that not going to happen? Let's get some updates on that. And lastly, 1UP. Yeah, I'm looking at you, 1UP. Yes, you did decent for the CES, but we didn't get any new games. Like, dudes, I know there's a pattern. I know what you did last year. You announced the Legacy line. And so you did the same thing, but we want something new. We need to stop rehashing the same old IP. What's new? What's on the horizon? Do we have to wait for E3 or should we expect something maybe like during the Super Bowl? With that being said, that's what we'll be discussing. All that and more right after this. Well, let's get into it. Let's get the boys, the crew in here. Let's get Maddads the Cornerstone. What up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
We're doing good, man.
That's good, man. That's good.
We got the other Cornerstone right here, OTG, the detective. What's up, bro?
What's up? What's going on, man?
My man is out and about and still on the show, so we appreciate you doing that. And we got the muscle and hustle. MOAT, what is up? NWO, baby.
I just thought that people should know what's happening, everybody. Welcome.
What's going on, man? I appreciate you. I know you just finished up your stream there and you're here on time, so we appreciate that. So again, turning the page because you done seen 100 million videos on the CES coverage. We're done. That's done. We need to turn the page and let's turn our attention to some of the individuals that didn't really perform in CES, like AtGames. AtGames, they don't normally do anything for CES. They got their own thing. So, and that's a good thing. Do your own thing. They're gonna be doing stuff for NOD, but more importantly, regardless of NOD, the people have questions. The last time we saw the racer, we saw an Alibaba product. It wasn't that game. And understand they wanted to probably just show us something, right? So we got questions on that. We got questions on really the Bit Blaster. That's been announced before Spider-Man 1. And we're already up to Spider-Man 3. That's how it feels like. It's been a while. And people, I think you took money. You took money from us, deposits, right?
Yeah.
And it's been a while. And then you got the 4-player deck, and they do like 1 million products. So there's going to be the Core Max and stuff like that. We haven't heard anything from that. We haven't heard what games is going to be. Regardless, it's just going to be filler games. But what's going on? What do you anticipate us getting news for that particular date, or is it going to be something else? I'll start with you, Maddads.
Well, I ordered the LCD for the little mini over here.
That's
I'm
another
still
thing.
debating on that. I'm debating on that if I still want to get that. The 4-player control deck, I was kind of, I was like, man, not really for me though. I mean, a lot of people, if y'all got, my kids don't care about none of that stuff, to tell you the truth. They don't really care about retro games too much. So I play by myself most of the time. So I didn't really worry about that. The bit blaster though. I was waiting for that. I actually had that, and then they, I don't know what's going on with that. Well, hopefully they'll come out with that here pretty soon. Maybe an OD or whatever. Whatever you want to do on that. But yeah, just I don't really see too much coming, but I guess we'll find out sooner or later. You know what I mean? I don't know. Haven't really been too much. Everybody else was just covering it, so it was like for them, it's like I was like, well, what's going on? Where y'all at? So I guess we'll find that out this year, basically. You know what I'm saying? Especially the racer, because that's what everybody wants is that racer, and I was looking forward to that too. So hopefully that's coming here pretty soon. But we'll find out soon.
Moat, I know you participated in the last NOD, so you placed a few orders there and debated on some, canceled a few. What are your most anticipated for? Like, what do you want to know? Like, if you go into the crystal ball and be like, boom, this is what it is. This is the information that you want to know. Talk to us.
So I'm currently interested in the blaster. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, it's been announced and it's been waiting for so long. We've been waiting for so long. It's like, yo, can I get that in my hand so we can use it? I'm curious to see how the 4-player panel performs. You know what I mean? And if they made the addition or if they didn't add the trackball, like they were talking about, they were taking fan feedback of people that pre-ordered to see, hey, if you want a trackball or not. I'm curious if that's going to be involved and included. The racer, it is what it is. Whatever. Yeah, we're not going to bury it because we don't need that kind of heat. But I want to see what they're legitimately planning on doing next. You know what I mean? I do. I want to see what they're really doing next.
OTG, you haven't gotten into any of the AtGames products because you heard about the bullshit that they were before. But now that you're in this space, I know you've heard a lot of things about it. Is there anything that you're excited about or, at least want to be more inquisitive about?
Not at all. Not at all, dude. I think AtGames just I know they say they want to future proof that screen just the way that screen looks vertical on that mini. I think their design on the control panel is probably some of the ugly design I've ever seen. Only thing uglier is the original iiRcade white graphic. I just don't like AtGames. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend to lie. That racer, the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Looked like a kid's little chair. Dude, I'm not excited for it at all. But I'm gonna listen to you guys, and I'm not gonna pretend to be excited. I'm just gonna listen here, man, and be like, dude, are you guys really talking about this, dude? AtGames, I'm not a fan of, dude.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. There's a gentleman in the chat here who may agree with you. Mr. Ralph says the shit blaster light gun. Get it right. I will say this is probably the second most anticipated product, the Bit Blaster, right behind the Racer, right? The blaster is I guess people are excited about it because they don't have to deal with a third party trying to get it to configure. It's supposed to be plug and play. It's supposed to be wireless. It doesn't look the most attractive, but that's AtGames, style. You don't get the most attractive things. I'm hoping that is better than this crap. I'm hoping that is not Dollar Tree plastic because there's a difference when this is just plug and play. You're not really using it on the arcade machine, so you don't care. But if you're playing the gun game is all about the feel of the gun, and if it don't feel right, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy with the end results. So I hope that that's still on the map. I hope that it's not going to be, oh, this was a thing, but now it's over. So I guess fingers crossed for that. I'm assuming that we'll get, if we don't get new updates in terms of shipping or stuff like that, at least give us some details. Like show us something like a real live racing machine that is branded by AtGames and not or go a little bit more into the details of your specs. Give us some expectations. Like when can we expect this? Is this going to be at the last quarter of the year or whatnot? We do have another super chat here. Let me just get to that real quick. My man, AARP, Greg Parker Arcade Room. He says that's the first super chat of the night from G Parker with love, my man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you.
And then we got another person, a member joining us. Jordan, 420 Blaze is a member. Thank you, sir, for joining the crew. So, that's how I feel.
$100, that's pretty good.
What do you are we? Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. I will pay you $100 if the button blaster doesn't suck. Sorry, that's an autocorrect, but the blaster bit.
I bet you if it would have came out a little earlier, like it came out when it's supposed to came out, yeah, it probably would suck. Maybe they're trying to do something about it, but I gotta tell you, OTG, I was the same way, man. Like I didn't really have any AtGames products, and then once you get it in there, you know how it is, man. Once you get, just like what happened with the iiRcade, once you get it in here,
I'm telling you, OTG,
you see what I'm saying?
It will be like that.
It's different, man. I'm telling you,
it will be like that. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not the pretty. I'm telling you, you don't buy her for looks. This is a girl that you bring in the dark, late at night. You done got effed up. You still got, you had too many shots, and you bring this big chick home.
The original cabinet, man. The original.
She gonna put it on
ALU, man. I will tell you that's a good one.
Yeah. But you got to know what it's for. You're not buying it for the built-in games. Though that is the biggest crap of shovelware there is. But if you get yourself a CoinOps X, boy, some people may say you don't need nothing else.
Yeah.
But like between you and me, we like things that look pretty, and you don't have to worry about shuffling through a million games. You only got like 5 games on that arcade one up, or you only got the games that you purchase on iiRcade, so it's easier to go through. You're not overwhelmed. Sometimes I get overwhelmed going to the Legends Ultimate. I'll be telling you the truth. My man Travis MCP, my bro. If you haven't been to the channel and watched some reviews for the cell phones, they're awesome. Anyway, he's throwing us a $5 super chat, bro. You can play any game on your PC, and you can play it. It's beast mode. Yes, this is true. And I'm telling you, a lot of people don't realize that. It's not the prettiest, but it gets the job done. And then when you get that LCD screen, it's gonna look sharp. It's gonna look sharp. So, dude, I'm assuming that it's safe to say that we're just gonna have to wait for NOD to get more news from there. They've been quiet, but sometimes quiet is better. And sometimes, being too quiet can make you nervous. So let's be honest. But with that being said, let's go to the next transition. Let's talk about some iiRcade. All right. So CES wasn't the nicest to them. MOAT was talking about that the other day. I spoke about it. A lot of people, supporters of them said certain things. And then there's some people that love exactly what they did. And that's fair. But what I want to talk about, let's turn the page. Where do we go from here now? Right? We expected some games to be announced. There was no games being announced. And on top of that, there's games that they announced way back, like Space Invaders, like the Bash games. And what's going on with Mutant League Football? I know they said there was an issue, but does that mean that it's dead in the water? Are we not going to worry about that no more? Are we going to move forward? That's the question I have. And then to top it off, where do we go from here? Where are there going to be what other games can we expect to be announced? Because at this point, we got to realize that the bigger scale games like the Capcoms, those titles are not coming. I don't think, at least for right now. So, what lane are they carving? We spoke about this on a couple of shows ago, and maybe on our show as well. That maybe we have to go more on the indie side of things. Change it up. Maddads, tell me what your thoughts on those questions that I just brought up.
Well, man, like I said, man, I bought it for the more modern games, so I can, if you're a person that can't wait, and you say that you don't have nothing but the iiRcade and that's it, then you might be upset right now. Like, oh, what's going on and all that. So I'm not wanting people to be upset about what's going on with them. But they had, like I said, the CES, the new cabinets, it looks excellent, but I'm not going to change it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Double Dragon, you know how I am about that. But that's a pretty good cabinet. But other than that, man, you just buy the games that you want on these things, and that's why I actually bought that cabinet. So whenever I wanted to buy whatever they come out with, I can just go ahead and buy it, and that's it. But like if you're expecting too much, there's a lot of people expecting too much with this cabinet. Like I said, it is digital purchases and all that stuff. You have to just do what you got to do on there. But to tell you the truth, man, I can just wait for the more modern games because it has the power to do it. Yeah, you got to wait. I mean, it's been up in a year or whatever, but just wait for it, man. And when it comes, they seem like they're gonna. I think they might be working on that online though. Tell you the truth, they might be working on the online, trying to get all that stuff taken care of right now.
You make a good point because they don't have a bunch of resources, right? So they mentioned like in the past, like when they have a list, they have to go through the list and say what's more important to work on. That's probably again one of the big reasons why we don't have an updated UI right now, because they're probably focusing more on having the online games there. And I think once they do that, that will settle us down a bit because we're not going to be bitching so much. We got things that's going to keep us busy. But I mean, it's still a question. I like if you probably came to CES and said, hey, our main priority is online, but we do have Space Invaders for you, the newest iteration of Space Invaders. I think that would shut people up for a little bit,
Yeah, like I said,
let's let OGG jump in on this because he's new to the party, so he hasn't heard about too much bitching because he's happy he just got this system. Let's let a fresh perspective in there.
All right.
Yeah, I've been happy so far with the iiRcade and their games, dude. I am looking forward to that Space Invaders. I played it and there's other ways of playing it, but dude, I really hope that the online is mainly the thing I'm looking forward to. But I really want to see some of those indies that are popular. I doubt that Axiom Verge would come, something like that, or I'm trying to think of the other one, Blazing Chrome. That would be really fun on the iiRcade. I'm really looking forward to those Bash games. But if you remember when when Old Man Ruckus was on the show, he mentioned something about January maybe of that tank game coming out. So I'm looking more forward. Is the online going to be in January? The fact that it wasn't mentioned at CES, I'm thinking, I don't know if it's going to get delayed or what. Like, I don't know much what's going on, but I'm looking forward to the online play, which is the reason why when I got it, I heard, I got it just recently when they started announcing that online. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not really tripping too much about the games. I knew what I walked into. And I know the speed's going to be slow. What they did in a year is pretty impressive for being a small company. And I like the iiRcade way more than I thought I would, dude. I could download these games. It's just not the same as having them there and purchasing them and mixed with the modern game. So it is something unique and different. But yeah, I'm forward, like I said, just online and more indie titles.
Just to jump on what you just said, it's very unique because, the ability to download the games that you want, not giving you shovelware. Say, okay, you purchase what you purchase. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Other than the 11 games, which half of them are sucky, but still, you have the ability to You even have the ability to take off those games that you don't like if you don't want.
Yeah.
So Mo, you're new to the family as well. Let's hear your perspective on things.
So I've said it once and I'll say it again. iiRcade is my Retromania wrestling machine just for $250. You know what I mean? It's nice, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the fact that Jong himself acknowledged it as an arcade console. You know what I mean? And so because you don't have that lineage of freaking, you know, familiarity with it, they can have titles that you can download. And yeah, the 11 titles you get, like 3 are great and the other 8 are mid. You know what I mean? Mid to low. And to be able to have a store that you can download the games and stuff is great. However, you need to have titles that people want to download. And literally, if your number one game is Retromania Wrestling, and then it's like Space Ace, and then everything else is like bottom tier, like, yo, what is that saying about your platform? Like CES, yes, it's a hardware thing, you know what I mean, where people show new hardware and everything else, right? But to sell hardware, and it's something that probably Microsoft is finally learning now, is that you need software to back that up. And if you're gonna be in that kind of space, you know what I mean, you need some sizzle to go with the steak to sound like an old school wrestling fan or something like that. You know what I mean? You need more. And best about boxing and eggs, that ain't it, Chief. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be real reserved tonight. I'm trying to be nice.
You know what? Well, I'm going to say this because some people, and I give this argument about the Legends. There's games on there. Let's say there's about 5 games on there that can be their standalone arcade 1-up, right? So there's games on the iiRcade that could be standalone. Like you have Burger Time, you have the Double Dragon, you have the Space Ace, the Retromania. There are some good games on there. And again, there's almost 300 games on there that, you know, you could go through. Mayhem Brawlers, it's an example. I really do think that they need to lean towards the indie retro modern games, because that's really and again, you know, we in OTG we interviewed RGT the other night, and he had mentioned, and I fully agree with it. If they had Streets of Rage 4 and Shredder's Revenge, this would be a moot point. No one would be talking about this, because just alone, if you got those 2 games and you bought it as a dedicated cabinet, you felt like you got your money's worth. I mean, right. For you, $250 for, and you call that the Retromania. I mean, it's worth it. It's worth it. We people are spending $800 for one game for T2. So to each their own. But if you're looking for the longevity of this product, we need to start seeing some kind of something return.
Right. But I mean, like, come on, like, if you're talking about anticipated titles, Streets of Rage 4 is out, and then you're talking about maybe Shredder's Revenge. We don't even have a date when that's coming out yet. You know what I mean? So you want people to invest on potentially maybe getting a high-end title. You know what I mean? Like, for a lot of people, and for the casual consumer, that's a hard pill to swallow. You know what I mean? No matter how much you love Double Dragon